sometimes known as the Queen of the Skies. It's the Qantas B747-400.
This could be us. So back to what I was saying. Could be us.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Review, where today we will be taking a closer look at the Qantas Boeing 747-400 in the current livery of Qantas. On the front of the box we have a computer generated image of the aircraft, the Herpa and Qantas branding. And on the back of the box we have a little bit of information about this aircraft and also a web link from Herpa for more information. So here she is, the Qantas Boeing 747-400 in the current / old livery of Qantas. The reason why I say old is because recent events in the past couple of weeks, Qantas announced that they would be retiring all of their remaining Boeing 747s immediately, bringing forward the retirement date, which was meant to be at the end of the year. But before we take a closer look at this aircraft, let's take a look at what the Boeing 747 did for Qantas. Qantas operated over 50 of this aircraft over its 50-year lifespan, operating a lot of different series of the 747, including the -100, -200, -400 and the 747 SP. Qantas used the Boeing 747 for their high-demand, long-haul international travel, like Melbourne and Sydney to LA, and also a stopover in Singapore for London to Sydney. But without further ado, let's take a look at this aircraft. On the back of the plane we have the Qantas Kangaroo that's found on all Qantas current liveries. Moving up the plane, since this is an older model, we have no rear cargo doors, but we are provided with the rear doors for the passengers. We also have the country of origin, which is Australia, but we are not provided with a registration code. Moving over the wings, we have no emergency exit markings, but this can be explained because this is an older release from Herpa wings. And at the front of the box we have the Qantas branding and the front cargo and the front doors. Moving on to the very front of the plane, we have the cockpit windows, which could have a little bit more detail, but again this can be explained because this is an older release from Herpa. Moving on to the wings of the plane, and I have to say Herpa have really done very well for the wings considering when this was released. And if you look closely you can see all the flaps, slaps and spoilers carved out very nicely indeed. And there's also a lot of detail on the underside of the wings. And if you look from the fuselage out to the side of the wings, you can see the wingtips, which the outside of the wingtips match the back of the plane. Moving down to the engines, and I have to say there's a lot of detail for the engines on this Boeing 747 from Herpa wings. And if you look closely inside the engines, you can see the engine fan blades. Moving on to the wheels, and I have to say there could have been a little bit more detail on the wheels, but this can again be explained because this is an older release. Same with the front landing gear, which could have had a little bit more detail. But without further ado, let's head to the review. Like all models in this series, we are judging the model of 4 key elements that I believe make a good model. The first being the box. I like boxes that are different, and I have to say this is a very different box that we normally see that Herpa wings produce, with mainly them being white boxes. This is a nice contrast with our all black box. But then again, there isn't that much detail about the box that and not much information about the aircraft. So that's why I give the box a 3 out of 5. Moving on to the details of the model, and I have to say this is where Herpa fall a little bit short, with a lot of detail of the fuselage missing. However, there is a lot of other details on the model that make up for this, like the wings and their engines. That's why I give the details for this model a 3 out of 5. Moving on to the mould of the plane, and I have to say there's no real issues that I see with the mould of the plane. So that's why I give the mould a 4 out of 5. Moving on to the last and final element, which is the realism, and this is where we compare the model to the real life version of the plane. And I have to say, apart from all the detail that is missing on the model, the realism is very good, but the detail lets it down, as I said earlier. That's why I give it a 3 out of 5, which gives this model a total score of 13 out of 20. Once again, thanks for watching this video. If you are new around here and you like the content I produce, can you please hit the subscribe button? It would be really appreciated. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and turn on the notification bells. But without further ado, that's HB Aviation signing out for now.